Oh.
What, do you want to bathe in it?
I want to live in here.
Yes, you want to be it?
Oh.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 stoner comedies.
We're so high right now. We're not low.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best comedy movies that are either about marijuana or popular among enthusiasts. What's your favorite stoner comedy? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Smiley Face.
Are you stoned?
Stoned?
It's fucking 10:45 in the morning.
Anna Faris's comedic presence can improve any movie, so it's a treat when she gets a starring vehicle, like in 2007's Smiley Face. In this amusing indie, Faris plays a woman who goes on a wild adventure after eating some special cupcakes.
Oh, yeah. An appointment.
Playing some of the characters she meets along the way are John Krasinski, Jane Lynch, and Danny Trejo. Faris is a treat to watch throughout, and Smiley Face feels like a classic farce, with a little extra something thrown into the mix. You'll have your own smiley face from enjoying this movie. Number 19, The Stoned Age.
Ted's got some chicks?
Based on the title alone, you can guess what this movie is about. But The Stoned Age is a hilarious comedy that's often overlooked. Set in the late 70s, the film follows two long-haired friends seeking out fun in California. As with many stoner comedies, the destination matters less than the journey, which is full of memorable moments. Stars Michael Coppola and Bradford Tatum are perfectly dysfunctional as best friends Joe and Hubs.
What? Oh, don't tell me, man. You blew it?
It's not the most enlightening movie, particularly when it comes to its portrayal of women, but it still manages to be a fun, guilty pleasure. Number 18, Ali G and Da House.
Now, remember, without realness, we is nothing.
It might not be quite as good as Borat or even Bruno, but Ali G and Da House is still a very funny comedy from the outrageous mind of Sacha Baron Cohen. Crazy circumstances lead to Ali G being elected as a member of parliament for his hometown of Staines.
What is the main thing we ain't got enough of in this country?
Hospitals.
No.
Libraries.
Behave. We ain't got enough fit women. And we've got too many mingers. No offense, Karen.
Hilarity predictably ensues, with a particularly memorable scene involving some enhanced tea. Among the highly qualified supporting cast are Michael Gambon and Martin Freeman. Baron Cohen might be at his best when he's completely unscripted, but Ali G and Da House is still another great showcase of his comedic talent. Number 17, American Ultra.
Okay, so this car is always going, and that tree is always just like stopping. You know, like it's just been stopping there for years until tonight when it met something that it didn't want to keep going.
Stoner comedies are often about ordinary people thrown into outrageous circumstances. A great example of this is American Ultra, an underrated action comedy starring Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart.
I remember every single thing that happened to me in the last 94 minutes. 94 minutes, how did I even know that number, Phoebe? I remember literally every single thing that happened. I can picture it all.
Eisenberg plays a convenience store clerk who finds out he's actually an unwilling participant in a CIA operation. But he has his girlfriend, played by Stewart, and some special skills on his side. The film is full of hilarious comedy, impressive set pieces, and great performances from Eisenberg, Stewart, and Topher Grace as the bad guy.
Whoa, it's unprofessional.
American Ultra is like The Bourne Identity if Jason Bourne got the munchies. Number 16, This Is the End.
Jonah Hill will be there.
Can't stand him, he can't stand me.
He's like the nicest guy in the world. He likes you so much. He specifically talks about how he likes you. Out of nowhere, he just said, you know what? Jay's an inspiration.
There's no way he said that. Also, just can't stand him.
It's not unusual for a movie to have at least one actor playing themselves. But for every actor to be playing themselves is far more rare. In this raunchy comedy, a star-studded house party is interrupted by the apocalypse. Survivors Jay Baruchel, Seth Rogen, James Franco, Craig Robinson, Jonah Hill, and Danny McBride are left in a hilarious and frightening predicament.
Okay, I'm done. We're not gonna have any more water.
Good. All right.
As you'd expect from a movie written by and starring Seth Rogen, This Is the End includes multiple references to a certain green substance, but it's audacious in ways that most studio comedies don't dare try. If this is the end of the world as we know it, we feel fine. Number 15, Ted.
All right, come on, let's sing the thunder song.
All right.
When you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Just grab your thunder buddy and say these magic words.
If there's one thing Seth MacFarlane knows how to do, it's making adorable things rather unadorable. In his directorial debut, MacFarlane voices a foul-mouthed teddy bear who's best friends with John Bennett. played by Mark Wahlberg. Among Ted's many adult proclivities are hanging out on the couch and getting nice and relaxed. While Ted grows up over the course of the movie and learns how to be a better friend, he hasn't completely changed his ways. He's still smoking in Ted 2. We can't say we ever saw Teddy Ruxpin or Winnie the Pooh try this.
Sometimes I think back to that Christmas morning when I was 8 years old. I wish I'd just gotten a Teddy Ruxpin.
Say that one more time.
Number 14, Mac and Devin go to high school.
What are you doing here?
Man, you was right, D Street. That graduation thing is important.
Guess you finally came to your senses.
Just hook me up to Knowledge College.
When a movie stars Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa, it's pretty easy to tell what it's going to be about. In this comedy, Wiz plays Devin, a straight-laced high schooler who's introduced to a special substance by Mac, played by Snoop. The rappers are obviously way too old to play high schoolers. But if you're looking for things to make sense, you're watching the wrong movie. After all, at the very start, a talking joint addresses the audience. It's a movie you may need to be in the right mindset to enjoy, if you know what we mean.
You passed that test, and we are definitely staying in.
I can dig that.
Number 13, How High?
Got blunt? Got weed?
Before Mac and Devin, there was Silas and Jamal, the leads of How High, played by rappers Method Man and Redman. Silas and Jamal are two friends who get their hands in some very special pot and find themselves accepted to Harvard.
We here at Harvard are rooted in tradition.
How High is a classic slobs versus snobs comedy, just with a thick haze of smoke, and it's made all the better thanks to the combined chemistry of its stars, as well as a great supporting cast including the late Spalding Gray as a professor. Whether rapping or acting, Meth and Red are always better together. Number 12, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
What brings you two dirt merchants to my neck of the woods?
Oh, I'll tell you what our necks are doing in your woods. Where's our movie check?
Before the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there was the View Askew-niverse. Writer and director Kevin Smith's characters tend to be more slackers than superheroes. None are as famous as pot dealers Jay and Silent Bob, played by Jason Mewes and Smith. The duo takes center stage in this comedy, in which they learn that a movie based on them is being made without their permission. So they head to Hollywood to set things right, and get involved in some hilarious shenanigans. Jay and Silent Bob might not make a lot of sense if you're unfamiliar with Smith's previous work, but great scenes like the making of Good Will Hunting 2 ensure you'll have fun either way.
I don't like the sound of them apples. Well, what are we gonna do?
Jackie?
Yeah?
It's hunting season.
Number 11, Grandma's Boy.
Rise and shine. Go take a tinkle and be sure to wash your hands, then come down and have breakfast.
Okay, Grandma.
Some movies made by Adam Sandler's production company Happy Madison are instant hits. Others, like Grandma's Boy, need more time to find an audience. This raunchy comedy stars Sandler buddy Alan Covert as a video game tester who ends up moving in with his grandmother and her friends. He also tries to woo coworker Samantha and to best arrogant rival JP. Marijuana enters the mix through a special batch of tea, and Grandma gets the giggles, as do we.
I didn't know you were bringing people. I would have trimmed my antlers.
Grandma's Boy underperformed in theaters, but became a cult hit following its home video release. Talk about aging gracefully. Number 10, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
You'd be fools not to ride this strange torpedo all the way out to the end.
Terry Gilliam's black comedy doesn't just involve mind-altering substances. It can also make you feel like you're on them. This adaptation of Hunter S. Thompson's novel stars Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro as Raoul Duke and Dr. Gonzo, who take a very surreal trip through Sin City. Sequences like the adrenochrome scene are particularly noteworthy for how they convey an altered mindset.
No! I'm innocent! It was Duke! It was Duke!
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is delightful for some and confounding for others, but it's an experience that sticks with you no matter what. Number 9, Dude, Where's My Car?
Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude? Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude?
Recreational substances can affect one's memory to various degrees, which this comedy capitalizes on to great effect. Two friends, played by Ashton Kutcher and Seann William Scott, wake up after a night of fun to find Kutcher's car is gone. So as you'd expect, they get into many escapades trying to recover it.
You must be careful. Danger follows the continuum transfunctioner. So says
Zoltan. These include encountering a cult and ostrich farmer and a dog who likes something you should never give your own dog. As amusing as the title is, it's by no means the funniest part of this movie. We'll always raise a Zoltan to Dude, Where's My Car? Number 8, Super Troopers.
You want to know why I pulled you over? Littering.
Officer, that's not ours.
Candy bars.
There are plenty of movies about law enforcement that are incredibly serious. Then there's Super Troopers, which is only seriously funny. In this cult favorite from the Broken Lizard comedy troupe, highway patrolmen in small-town Vermont work to prove their worth to their rivals, the local police department.
Now let me get this straight. You went into the impound, scaled the fence, broke into the Winnebago, and smashed the bed all on a hunch?
While marijuana is involved in the plot, it's as part of a criminal investigation, not as a pastime for the main characters. Still, the movie is so silly it's a perfect addition to the stoner comedy canon. In other words, it's so funny, it's criminal. Number 7, Half-Baked.
You want highs, mediums, or lows?
How are the highs, man?
I say they got kind of a piney taste, almost minty.
Weed isn't just a plot element in Half-Baked, it is the plot. This comedy stars Dave Chappelle as a janitor who works with his stoner buddies to bail out their friend after he's arrested following a truly unfortunate accident.
I fed the horse. I didn't know it was a diabetic. I was scared.
Kenny, stop crying. Stop crying, Kenny, look at me.
Things get complicated when their own weed business runs afoul of a drug kingpin. With an amusing script co-written by Chappelle and memorable cameos from the likes of Tommy Chong, Snoop Dogg, and Bob Saget, the laugh count is as high as the characters. It's not exactly The Wire, but it's definitely a lot funnier. Number 6, Pineapple Express.
Check this out. Satellite radio.
Whoa. Got 2 TVs and radio. That's pretty rad.
Nice home entertainment.
While many movies produced by Judd Apatow and starring Seth Rogen have involved marijuana, none of them have dominated the plot quite like Pineapple Express. In this crime comedy, Rogen plays a stoner who witnesses a crime and goes on the run with his laid-back dealer, played by James Franco. The stakes are a lot higher than they are in most stoner comedies, but if you don't mind some violence mixed with your humor, this is the movie for you. Plus, this was the movie that introduced us to Danny McBride, so how can we not love it?
I know this sounds weird, but can we be best friends? Just us, for real?
I think we should all be best friends.
We should be.
Number 5, Friday.
What I'm tripping on is how you gonna sell bud and you smoke.
Oh, no. That's my only problem.
Looking for a fun comedy to start your weekend with? You can't go wrong with Friday. This comedy, co-written by and starring Ice Cube, is about a couple of friends who need to raise $200 to avoid the wrath of a drug lord after smoking a stash that was meant to be sold.
I can't believe you got me in the mix with this fool.
Oh, man, I ain't put that joint to your lip and make you smoke it.
Might as well. Come on, Craig, man. Stimulate your mind, man. It's Friday. We're gonna get you high.
Things get chaotic as they try to raise the money, especially with the intimidating Debo in the mix. Ice Cube and Chris Tucker make a great comedic pairing, and Friday is a movie we'll watch any day of the week. Number 4, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
I'm so hungry. I'll eat like 20 of those burgers, man. Dude, I will see your 20 burgers and raise you 5 burgers and fries.
A Munchies-inspired run to get some sliders turns into a night to remember in this comedy. The first installment in a trilogy. Buddies Harold and Kumar, played by John Cho and Cal Penn, are constantly thwarted in their attempt to reach their beloved burgers. Among the biggest obstacles is their unpredictable hitchhiker, who just so happens to be Neil Patrick Harris, playing a more outrageous version of himself.
You know, we've been having a pretty crazy night, too. We've just been driving around looking for White Castle, but we keep getting sidetracked.
Yeah, dude, you fascinate me.
Both Cho and Penn have proven themselves as capable dramatic actors, but Harold and Kumar will always be our favorite. And if you want to see a completely committed performance, just watch Neil Patrick Harris. Who knew a fast food run could become such an adventure? Number 3, The Big Lebowski.
Are you employed, Mr. Lebowski?
Wait, let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
Brothers Joel and Ethan Coen have made many great comedies, but none as memorable as this endlessly quotable classic. In this comedic take on a detective story, Jeff Bridges plays a slacker known as the Dude, who gets entangled in a kidnapping investigation involving a millionaire's wife. Along the way, he enjoys some White Russians and herbage and hits the bowling alley with his friends, Walter and Donnie. The Big Lebowski is uproarious and weird in equal measure and a great showcase for the talents of Bridges, John Goodman, and Steve Buscemi. The Dude abides, and so do we.
Take it easy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I know that you will.
Yeah, well, the dude abides.
Number 2, Dazed and Confused. Remember the 70s? It's okay if you don't, because this nostalgic comedy puts you right there.
Did you order some kegs of beer?
No.
Well, there's a fella in a beer truck out on the street that says you did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just a sec.
Directed by indie darling Richard Linklater, Dazed and Confused chronicles various teens on the last day of school in Austin, Texas, with plenty of unsupervised debaucheries, including a first weed experience. While things get hectic, the movie always feels grounded. This is thanks to the strength of the cast, including early roles for future A-listers Ben Affleck and Matthew McConaughey, as well as Linklater's excellent depiction of life in his home turf.
Oh yeah. Like shoot, man. Thanks, man.
Dazed and Confused will always be alright with us.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke.
I've been smoking since I was born, man. I could smoke anything, man. You know, like I smoked that Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoked that tight stick, you know?
Stoner movie wasn't in the vernacular before Cheech and Chong's movie debut, and we doubt that many of the movies on this list could be made without it. Made for $2 million and grossing more than $100 million, the film showed just how lucrative this seemingly niche subject matter could be. Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong play two potheads who end up on the run from the law in a van made entirely of weed.
Hey, get rid of it! Not that way, man. Throw it out!
But as we said for previous entries in this list, the plot doesn't matter. Instead, you can just bask in the chemistry of its leads and the many hilarious misadventures they get into. When it comes to stoner comedies, Cheech and Chong did it first, and they did it best.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.